Hello, good ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on Jules Repairs. Very gorgeous spring day, and I'm sitting on my porch, and as I was cleaning the birdhouses on the trees there just a while back, I bumped into a problem. As you can see here, the birdhouse has been molested by a woodpecker, which has been trying to get its beak on the juicy chicks inside. So let's remedy that, shall we? This is actually not my own design, this birdhouse. Then it's, that was loose and that's pointless anyway. So when you open this thingy here, this opens and you can clean it whilst it's still on the tree. So it's nice and easy to clean. But anyway, now we don't have to build a new birdhouse when we just remove this, loosen these screws enough, and this shall be very easy because you can see actually the end of the screw there. Oh, come on. Fit, damn you, fit. See there the edge, we can screw it all the way down there, which means when I find a replacement board from the shed there, more easy to fit it more tightly there, so we don't leave open edges here, because that's just an invitation for the woodpeckers and squirrels and what have you to come snooping around and harass the tiny hatchlings inside. Now let's loosen the other one. Same manner. There's actually I dropped the camera. As you can see, there's badly broken there as well, but it doesn't matter because the roof is coming so far off that it protects most of it from rain and waters, which is the most important thing. And another important thing, when you are building your own birdhouse in the tree, make sure that you keep as much water off the birdhouse that it is humanly possible, and make sure that the waters that get in, that they get out. So drill a couple of small holes on the bottom there and make it sort of like this shape and leave holes there so the waters can run right through it. That's important bit. And when you're fitting the roof, make sure it comes like this here over the side of it. But now we measure the gap so we can find out whether we have a correct type of boards there on the shed. 13.8, I suppose. I dropped the phone again, sorry. But it's still filming. But anyway. There we go. Let's head into the shed to see whether if we have got the right sort of boards for this job. We have a selection of boards and other sort of wood material, mostly gathered from an old beach house that we used to have. We tear it down and I collected the woods that were in condition that I can use them at some projects like these, and some boards of them were actually quite wide. So let's measure this one for an example, whether it fits wide enough. 13 centimeters, that is not good enough. What about that one? It's there, 14 and a 7, that's too much. What about that? I think that's too wide as well. It's too wide. What about these ones here? No. No, that's actually wrong shape because it's sort of concaves like so it doesn't protect the tiny hatchlings inside from a woodpecker attack. Now the parents obviously do their job somewhat on that front, but what can tiny birds do against woodpeckers or squirrels? Not much actually, but they are pretty persistent, protecting their chicks. Let's see. No, actually I think I am going to take widest board I can, and then I just saw. That will do the trick, I suppose. Yes, we take a little bit of that. Hold on a minute. Now at this point, as we are in the shed and all my tools are here, we can choose how big of a hole we make in the board. And that is actually the most important part of building a birdhouse, because that measure is crucial for willow-tits, for example. It's an endangered species here in Finland because we just ruin its natural habitat. So we wanna make this birdhouse here as well for the willow-tits, which means you can find the measurements of all the measurements of the birdhouse from the BirdLife Foundation's website, which is actually a very good source for this, I suppose, because they will double check whether if it's sufficiently sized or not. So again, put the link there below. If I remember correctly, this drill is 2.7 centimeters, which is nearly enough for willow tits and blue tits and the smaller tits in the Finnish forest. We're gonna use it, drill a hole later in the board, but let's get back to that later. I'm gonna take saw and we're gonna head back to the gorgeous sunshine outside. So first things first, let's cut it somewhere there, I suppose. Now I suppose we are in business. Problem of using old wood material is that there's always a chance that the wood has been damaged at some point. But let's see now then if we are, sorry if you can't see my builder's crack there, but let's see whether if we can make a hole in it without damaging it further. Keep our fingers crossed. It would appear that in all this order that I was unable to find my hand-worked drill, so I have to use this Whatchamajigger, which you already saw in my previous episode when I mended this electric cord. Let's see whether if it still works perfectly. So let's pop that in and try to be very, very gentle with this so we don't break the board. And once more, keep it in mind that the birdhouse has to keep the water away from the hatchlings and the nest materials, so when you drill the fly hole for the bird to go, you want to drill it like sort of like a little bit upwards so the water won't run in. No, doesn't work. No, it isn't gonna work. I give it some beans, it just starts to roll. It smells a bit like electric fire now, but anyway, no. Obviously one thing you can do is use smaller drills. There we go. 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, 4 holes. Pretty close. Little bit of filing there, if I can find a file. Why is everything so difficult here? Once again, I can use my ingenuity and technology and electricity. Go. Now we have a right head there for grinding purposes. Now the willow tits at least are quite handy with their beaks, so they don't mind if it's little robust. They will make it bigger if they want to create bits, but oh. The sandpaper thing, it just got off. Let's replace it. No. Why won't you work, damn it? I would normally gladly use some manual labor in doing these things, but since I misplaced my hand tools. Electricity it is. Now it's 2.8 on the inside and 2.8 on the outside. It's bang on. The fly hole. And I just realized I made complete and utter hash of it because as you can see, I drilled a hole right bang on in the center of the board, and I have to cut nearly 2 centimeters of the board on one side. So it will not come in center, but I suppose it won't matter. Let's think if there is a chance that the chicks then won't be able to get out. I suppose not, because they jump from here using their wings and flap. They can easily attach the side of the hole, their claws, and then they can just, yeah, I suppose it won't matter if it's on one side a little bit. So let's continue. Now we just cut it in its correct size. There we go. Reason why I saw it after I drilled the hole is because it's much easier to keep it stable whilst you drill, especially when you use electric appliances. But anyway, now I have to take, let's actually see how much I have to take off. It's about yay much. This is nerve-wracking now because I have to keep the board in one piece, but I have to take a piece off it. Of course, this all is easily remedied. It's just using the brand new board, but the whole reason for the willow tits, for example, for their endangered status, for their endangerment, perhaps that's a word, but anyway, the whole reason for it is our forest usage. So it's rather idiotic to build wooden birdhouses from the brand new wood which has been cut from the forests in which the birds live. That just doesn't make any sense now, does it? Yes, we are almost there. Yes, it is still at one piece. Oh. But now the crucial part is whether it fits, and it fits perfectly. Listen to those birds. It's just so rewarding doing this. Yes, that's not actually the type of birds which will use this. But anyway, it's a bird nonetheless. There are the tits there. Have to leave a little bit of a room there on top so it will open more easily. I suppose that will. Yes, nice. And it doesn't look even half bad. I was sort of fearful that it would look just ungainly because the hole is in the middle. But it's not that bad actually. Hey, you see. It is mended. I mended something. Now this is actually when you use old wood, have nail holes and what have you, easy spots for the woodpecker to continue and trying to get into the chicks. But anyway, this comes right by the side of my house, so I can keep my eye on it. Let's now check whether it works, and it works perfectly. Now you can just, let's put my glove on. There's still some nest material from the last summer here, as you can see. Now then it's just a simple matter of popping it up in the tree. This is nice and easy. Come on. Work them it. Here we go. Now I do realize my ladder is not long enough, so I'm unable to get it far up enough into the tree, but bear with me. I have a severe fright of heights, so this will have to do. Now, One thing you have to keep in mind if you are putting these bird boxes in the trees, that you won't hurt the tree. Especially now that I am using the iron wire. It's very hard and unforgiving. So I normally use pieces of wood in between the wire and the tree trunk to make it sort of like more gentle to the wood. But now I'm perhaps able to get this around that dead. Oh, damn it! I'm scared. Put this one around it as well, so it keeps it a little bit more stable. So the chicks may have stress-free childhood. There we go. Look at it. Nice and sturdy. Here, birdie.